Halibut begin life looking almost completely normal. If you saw one shortly after hatching, you'd see a tiny transparent fish swimming upright through open water with one eye on each side of its head and a fully symmetrical body. Nothing about it resembles the flat ambush predator lying on the seafloor off of California or Alaska later in life. Then, over the course of development, the skull slowly begins changing shape. In California and with Pacific halibut, the left eye gradually migrates across the top of the head towards the right side of the body, while the bones surrounding the orbit and upper skull become increasingly asymmetrical. At the same time, the fish starts tilting sideways more often until eventually that sideways position becomes permanent. And by the end of the metamorphosis, both eyes are sitting on the same side of the head, and the fish is transformed from an upright pelagic larva into a bottom-dwelling ambush predator. The process is heavily controlled by thyroid hormones, especially thyroxine, which helps regulate the transition into the juvenile flatfish stage. Researchers studying halibut and other flatfish species have found that disruptions to thyroid signaling during development can interfere with the eye migration entirely, producing juveniles that never fully complete the transformation. And once you picture the lifestyle of a fish living flat against the seafloor, the evolutionary advantage becomes pretty obvious. An upright body creates a silhouette, and one eye pressed into the sand becomes nearly useless. Moving both eyes onto the upward-facing side of the body allowed flatfish to remain almost completely hidden while still tracking prey swimming overhead. That body plan turned out to be incredibly effective. Pacific halibut became some of the dominant predators of the North Pacific, with large females historically reaching over 500 pounds. California halibut evolved into highly specialized shallow water ambush predators, spending much of their lives around bays, estuaries, sandy channels, and surf zone habitat where bait fish movement becomes predictable. Even their hunting strategy reflects the anatomy. Halibut spend long periods barely moving at all before launching upward in short explosive bursts, powered by fast twitch white muscle fibers. Divers usually describe seeing large halibut the same way. The fish appears only after it moves. What makes flatfish especially fascinating is that scientists can still trace the evolutionary history of this transformation through fossil species like Amphistium, which showed intermediate stages where the eye had only partially migrated across the skull. The transition happened gradually over evolutionary time, and every halibut alive today still repeats part of that process during its own development.